Hey there guys, I'm going to show you a quick video here showing you how I'm using the JL-SBAR harness for my ds18 soundbar enclosure. This is for my 2022 Jeep Gladiator. So we're using the JL-SBAR harness to make it pretty simple for us to wire it in the 4 8-inch speakers and your 4.5-inch tweeters. So every end comes attached with your speaker ends come already attached with inputs for your speakers, like I'm showing you here. So those ends that come already with inputs, that would be for your speakers. The other ends, the other two ends that do not have inputs in them, those would be for your tweeters. You do need to solder them in, as I'm showing you here. I already have them soldered in. So, and then each cable does come equipped. I believe one's green, one is purple, and then the other one is white. And then what else? What other color? I'm missing one other color, guys. You guys would be able to tell. I mean, it's pretty simple. So obviously positive to positive and negative to negative, like I'm showing you here. I already have them soldered in, like I said. There, the other end that I'm showing you there would be for your speakers. So I already have those. I would suggest you guys start with those in first, the tweeters, solder them in. And then I'm showing you here how I'm, pretty easy to put those inputs to your speakers that already come with the JL harness. Pretty simple, guys. Put them in, hook them up, and then obviously you would screw them down. I do suggest you guys using electrical tape, because like I'm showing you here, I have them taped up, because all four ends, just how they come with your tweeter wire and your speaker wire, it does also come with your RGB wire, because these are RGBs. We're not using the RGBs. As I'm showing you here, those wires that I'm pointing at do come already with the enclosure. Those will be for that ds18 logo in white that you guys see right there in the front. I did hook them up to the harness because I do want that logo to turn on when my speakers are on. So obviously the harness does come with every single wire, so basically you would match the wires. The foam that I showed already comes in your enclosure. I only took it out to clean that enclosure out, so you guys would not have to, obviously you guys would not need to take that out. Now there is a grommet on your enclosure. Here I'm showing you guys what kind of screws I use. These would be 6 3/4 self-tapping screws. That little box that I'm showing you there, it comes with 100 count. You guys would need around 50. I believe there's 48 exact, but obviously I got the 100. I will list that up so you guys know what I used. So I'm showing you guys here that I taped those in with electrical tape. So you guys would need electrical tape, and then a crosshead screwdriver. I do not suggest using the drill, because you guys could mess up the threads when you're hooking them up. Okay, so use a screwdriver. Take your time, do it right. Make sure you guys do solder the tweeters in correctly. Make sure it's has a good connection. Does not have a good connection, because a lot of hissing sounds, and it's not going to have a good connection obviously if you do not solder them right. So solder them in right. Take your time. I'm here fighting because it's a little tight fit with the connectors. Once you guys get them in, it does fit though, so take your time. And let's see what else I'm showing you guys. So I believe I'm trying to just get the tweeters in there. Yep. So I'm just getting the tweeters in them. Like I said, so get that grommet. The JL-SBAR harness does come with its own grommet. Use that grommet. Do not use the one that comes with the enclosure itself. As you guys can see right there, there's the end of the harness. I'm going to show you guys right now that I did tape the end of that harness with a lot of electrical tape. Make sure you guys do the same, so you guys do not get any interference. And yeah, Okay guys, so we're gonna be doing the install on my 2022 Jeep Gladiator Willys. As you guys can see, it's in beautiful red. So here, as I'm showing you guys are gonna need to remove those the two panels, the hardtop panels off. Here, as I'm showing you guys here, this is the trim panel you guys are gonna need to remove. They're held down by two screws on the bottom and then two screws at the top, both passenger and driver side. That other panel I'm showing you guys here, I'm clicking it back in there, basically show you guys how you guys are going to take it off. That one's held down but just by one screw right there. Take that screw off and you should be able to pull it down like so. And there's another tab I'm going to show you right now. That's the other tab that holds it in. You guys can take it off if you guys want to. I did not do that. I just let it rest there on the headrest. Here's the other trim piece, the final trim piece you need to take off. That's mounted by three of those same screws, like so. Take those off. Once you take those off, just bring it down. Again, take all those trim panels off. Once you take all those trim panels off, you should be able to take off your factory soundbar, which is held in by three 10mm bolts right there. There's one, and there's the other two. Same on the passenger side. Make sure you disconnect the harness for your soundbar, your factory soundbar. Okay. You do not need to take off the back hardtop. You can if you want to. I mean, I would suggest you taking it off. You guys could have more work area. Here I'm showing you guys you need to make a modified here on that trim panel. You need to take that off right there, all the way down, like so, as you guys can see. If you do not take those off, it's not going to sit flush with your ds18 enclosure. So do that on both sides of the trim panel. Once you do that, you guys can see it there. What I'm showing you guys, that's where it's going to line up with the hole. Don't put the plastic in there, because I did that on the first try and it does not go in there. They're going to go straight up. As you guys can see, there you go. This ds18. I already have my speakers and my tweeters mounted in there. Okay. Let me see what else. Okay, so from on the ends where the bolts your factory bolts go, you do need to do some trim work. Just trim some of the sides because it does not fit in there flush with your factory bolts. It does not fit in there. I'm going to show you guys in a second how I kind of scratched up my ends of the sides because it did not fit in there. Let me see what else I'm showing you guys here. I believe I'm showing you guys basically how I already have them wired in. But I already showed you guys that in the beginning of the video, so don't even worry about this. You guys can just skip. But basically, yeah, that's the most important part. Make sure you guys fit in the enclosure before you guys mount in your speakers. Make sure you do put a lot of electrical tape on that wire, on that harness, guys. As you guys can see, it's coming out of that grommet. So here I'm going to show you guys how it looks on the sides. Here's that ear that I keep talking about. That's where your bolt goes, your factory bolts. It's all scratched up because it did not fit on my first time I put it in there. So you guys do need to modify that. Cut some of the sides off of it in order to fit onto your factory bolts, guys. Do that, obviously, again, do that before you put your speakers and your tweeters in there. Once you do that, it should be able to mount. It should be able to line up with your all three factory bolts from both sides. ds18 suggests you take a little bit of the metal panel to make it fit, but you do not need to. You guys can just trim off the sides of those ears like I'm showing you there, both sides, and it should fit in there perfectly. As you guys can see, it's a little bit scratched up, and I did not need to fix all that because those trim panels that we removed and I showed you earlier, they're gonna cover that up, so we do not need to worry about that. Okay guys, for this part of the video, we're gonna be go ahead and then installing the enclosure. As I said before earlier, make sure you do your trimming of the sides of the enclosure before you mount it up and before you put your speakers in, so it's a lot easier. So once you do that, once you have everything set up, you know that your enclosure fits in there properly to your existing bolts, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move, as you guys can see right there, I'm moving it my trim pieces out of the way. I mean, if you guys want to go ahead and get more room, you guys can go ahead and take those trim pieces off. I did not need to do that. But if you guys want more space, you guys can do that. Also, guys, the factory bolts do not fit in there. There are too short, so you're gonna need 6 bolts that need to be about twice the size of your factory bolts in order for them to fit in there into the factory bolts locations. So once you do that, make sure you guys make sure that you get your another person to help you guys, because the thing is heavy. Take your time, do this right. This is the hardest part of the install, guys. So here you go. I'm flipping it over. I believe I put it in the wrong way. Yep, I need to flip it over here in a minute. Yep, so I just need to flip it over like so. There you go. So I flipped it over. As you guys can see, there's the harness sticking out. That harness is gonna connect to the other cable that you guys can see. That's the harness, the one that is next to my driver headrest. I'm gonna show you guys there in a minute. You don't forget to plug that harness, guys. Now that harness I ran next to another existing wire that's was already there. All I did was zip tie it and then ran it down. I'm just getting that bolt ready. I did not have the 6 bolts, guys, so I only installed 2 of those, the 2 long bolts that I said earlier. I can go ahead and just do the rest of the bolts later on. So here I'm showing you guys the other end of the harness. I'm about to plug it in. See, I ran it down. I just zip tied it. So I plugged it in, and I am getting the one end to go in there. Once I got that one end, I went and then put another bolt on the other end, and that's it, guys.
God damn. Make sure you guys get a helper, because doing this shit by yourself is not easy. Okay, so I have one in there. Make sure you tug in your cable. Make sure you tug in your wiring harness under the enclosure, guys. Tug it in under it. That's tugged in there. Nice. So I have one there. Let's get my other 2 here.
All right, guys, continuing with the voiceovers. Anyways, so right here I'm going to show you guys where I mounted my amplifier. I mounted it in the back. As you guys can see, it's already bolted down. Well, screwed down, not bolted down, but it's screwed down. It's already hooked up. My RCA is on the passenger side, running down there. Here's my harness, my JL-SBAR harness right there. It wasn't long enough, so I had to tap into speaker wires, and then run that down to my amplifier to be able to reach. Now, guys, again, the logo, to be able to turn on my ds18 logo, there are 4 wires that are right there on the end where I'm touching. You guys cannot see them, but because I taped them up. But there are 4 wires. To hook them up, you will need the black wire coming out. It's going to be your positive, and then your 3 other wires, which is red, blue, and I believe green, are going to be your negative. So connect those 3 wires together, and then tap them into the chassis, and then your black wire you're going to run to your remote turn on wire. And then here, what I just did, guys, what I'm showing you guys here is I'm just checking. I just wanted to make sure and check that my the sound bar was turning on. And then there I mentioned that I put in an equalizer and then a 9-inch Android head unit. And basically I just turned on the truck, made sure, put some music, made sure that the sound bar was turning on. And yeah, let me see what else I'm doing. Oh, so I went to go get my key because I forgot it back there. Turned the truck on. You guys can see that my equalizer is turned on. Okay. If you guys want to see a separate video of me showing you guys how to do the Android install, comment down on the comments, guys. Let me know. So here I'm showing you guys. So I did upgrade my dash speakers with SBARs, coaxial. I don't remember exactly what SBAR speakers they are. The knee panels I did not upgrade. Those are the stock speakers. Now I ran the 2 dash speakers and the 2 knee panel speakers. I ran them parallel, so they are connected into one channel back there on the amplifier. So basically, and then yeah, basically what I'm showing you guys here, what I'm pointing out is basically that I wired the soundbar to 2 channels. So 2 speakers and two tweeters to one channel, and two speakers, and then 2 other tweeters to another channel. And then again, the front speakers into one channel as well. The front. Oh. And then here I am just turning on the truck, and I'm testing out the sound, make sure that everything is sound and turning on. All right, everything's turning on. The front came back to the back, and I just made sure that the speakers were on. I'm going to show you guys in a minute how everything sounds towards the end of the video, once I have all the trim panels and everything hooked up. Basically, guys, I mean, the hardest part of the install is going to be just trimming on the sides of the ears of the truck. Of the enclosure. Once you do that, I mean, everything else should be easy. Pretty simple install. I just can't believe ds18 did not make a video about this. Or any other person. There's not a video out there showing you guys how to install this. This is crazy to me. But anyways, I was just checking to make sure everything's turned on. I'm gonna start putting everything back together in a minute. If you guys want to see another video of me of how I installed my amplifier, let me know in the comments. But I mean, there are other videos, guys, out there that's showing you more in more detail. All right, y'all, all done with the install of the ds18 soundbar enclosure. Here's what I used to get that in here. Just the regular what's it called, drill. It's a torque drill. It doesn't have to be a torque drill. You can use any type of drill, obviously. I just used this to get take the bolts that hold the factory soundbar and to install the new soundbar in there. And then obviously just the regular I think it's a T20 bit to get all those plastic trims off.
me show you guys how to get those. Well, not how to get those, but let me show you guys the finished product of how I already have everything installed. So as I showed you guys, I had the trim panels off. Trim panels are all back in. Okay, all trim panels are back in. Everything looks good. Do not like that this part here looks a little bit out of balance, but it's all good. You can barely see it. Anyways, here's the finished product of the ds18 install. Looks pretty great, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. I need to clean that speaker off a little bit. I had a little bit of dust on it. But we're all good. I mean,
accidents don't just happen between the hours of 9 to 5. That's why we make ourselves available to talk with you 24/7.
But there's clips here that clip onto it. That's basically all that holds it. And then the 3 hex screws that are here in the front. The 3, 1, 2, and 3.
Our experts are leading the way.
And I mean, other than that, guys, I mean, it looks great. Great finished product. Put a little bit of music on so you guys can hear.
Possible at Mayo Clinic, because every day we're doing what's never been done.
Hop into the truck.
Mayo Clinic.
So
you know where to go.
yeah, shut the hell up. Let me put some music on.
Target app and bring the magic of the season to your. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding.
Early on 10, guys, and that thing is blasting my ears off.
There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how.
They look amazing, guys. That's all I can tell you guys. You guys make sure, get yourself one. It's not cheap, but it's definitely worth it. Again, that's only 10. Let me turn it up a little bit. Oh, that is loud. That's barely at 15.
Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now, you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there are winding.
What the fuck? That thing is barely at 20, and that thing is blowing my ears off. All right, guys, that's the finished product of how to install the ds18 soundbar enclosure for my 2022 Jeep Gladiator Willys.